YouTube, why are you like this? I mean, is it always like this here? We got the Mr. Beast thing, and it doesn't really feel like people are actually trying to figure anything out about what happened or what didn't happen with that whole situation. It's just people finding any little scrap of information they can find, whether it's true or not, and doing a YouTube video about it. And now, of course, the Beast, the YouTube Beast, not Mr. Beast, must be fed. The gods demand entertainment, and the next entertainer on the chopping block is Blake Lively. I'm predisposed to dislike celebrities. I don't really like Blake Lively. I've only seen one weird movie she was in a long time ago where she played some lady who couldn't die, and then she dates her old boyfriend's son or something. And then I saw, apparently she was in Green Lantern too. So I saw her in that, but I don't remember it. Anyway, I don't like celebrities in general, but I am, like Teepee from Jerry Maguire, I have a commitment to the truth. So I realized, oh man, I'm going to have to watch this thing. And I got to tell you, at first, it was almost like if somebody tells you they're going to slap you and they've got their hand held up, it makes you nervous. You're like, you're flinching, you know? It was kind of like that because I kept watching the video and everybody said it was going to be so bad. And I was like, oh. But ultimately, I did not feel that a lot of the criticism was warranted. And I'll tell you why. This is What's Up with Wolf Bronski. I'm Wolf Bronski, and here's what's up. So everybody knows this well-known, very successful interviewer was interviewing Blake Lively, and apparently she felt like it didn't go well, and she didn't do anything with it for a long time, and now everybody's trying to bury Blake Lively for this whole This Ends With Us thing, and now the video comes out. And of course, that's not enough. Once the video comes out, everybody's got to pull every single interview that this girl's ever done and say, look, she's a bully. She's a mean girl. So I just figured, let's watch this video, just some clips. And then you can go over and I'll link to the full video so you can go check it out and see what you think.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Okay, so here's where we begin. Congratulations on your little bump. From what I understand, she was like 8 months pregnant, pretty clearly pregnant. And this seems like a fairly innocuous comment to me. You wouldn't want to do this to just anybody. I remember I worked with a girl who went up to a table. I was a waiter. She was a waitress, and she goes up to the table and they say, when are you due? So she's back in the kitchen crying. She can't take the table. Somebody had to take the table for her. That's terrible. But Blake Lively is a celebrity, so we know she's pregnant. So what do you think Blake Lively is going to say? Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats on your little bump.
No, congrats on your little bump. What does that mean? Congrats on your little bump is clearly either just she didn't know what to say. I mean, it seems pretty clear that for some reason that statement bothered her. I guess maybe she was thinking she was still hiding it pretty well. The woke brigade ought to feel like, look, she shouldn't have said it's a little bump. She should have said congratulations on your pregnancy or on your forthcoming child. And so it's interesting to me that instead of doing that, they have decided that she is the bully here. I mean, clearly she's now throwing back congrats on your little bump, which Kjersti is not pregnant and does not look pregnant. And then Parker Posey does something very Parker Posey.
My bump. You've got two nice ones. And they are kind of absurd.
So I feel like Parker Posey, even though people are trying to throw her under the bully bus too, to me it seems like Parker Posey, she's just being kind of chill, trying to get things back on the right track. It was surprising to me. I'm a fan of Parker Posey, but it really surprised me how much she seems like a character, one of her characters in this, like kind of spacey. So maybe that's what she's like. Either way, a very Parker Posey thing to do. I feel like when I think Parker Posey, I think Xanax for some reason. I don't really know if I'm sure I've seen somebody on Xanax at some point, but I don't know what exactly that looks like. But I imagine it looking like kind of how Parker Posey acts in this interview here. We'll probably see one of the parts where she's like petting this furry pillow over there.
You like the movie? Are you a Woody Allen fan?
I love most of his movies, and this one was so like visually amazing.
So then Parker Posey's like, "Do you like the movie?" She's keeping things on track. What has Parker Posey done wrong? That's my number one question. I mean, come on, YouTube. She seems like a perfectly nice woman. But next, this, I feel like, I guess, is where people really start to get uncomfortable. This is the part where if you've got a very, very, very sensitive stomach, like apparently most of YouTube does, this part is going to be tough for you to watch.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, working in
Everyone
digital.
wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
I love how Jesse's
There's some beautiful. That's what I'm saying. His wardrobe was beautiful.
Okay, so that's what happens. That's where it kind of goes off the rails, so to speak. Because Blake kind of goes off on a monologue, which kind of becomes a dialogue between her and Parker Posey, and they don't really fully include Kjersti, I guess. They kind of do. One thing that's a little bit misleading from all the things you hear about this, they look over to her. It's not like they act like she's not in the room. Blake Lively looks over at her. Parker Posey looks over at her, looking at her like, like, hey, we're talking to you. And these kind of events, I mean, look, that's all you really expect them to do is just kind of like bloviate for a while and give you some stuff to put on some podcast or something. I think it's a bit strange the way that it's edited. Sometimes it seems like some of the times where Blake was going to look over at Kjersti, it looks like that gets cut out. I'm not saying she did that on purpose. I don't even know if she's the one who edited it, but it would be nice to see, like, I mean, how much were they including her? Because it wasn't a situation where they were just ignoring her. Kjersti tried to get a question in and they kind of like talked over her, but it didn't seem like they were doing it on purpose. I do think Blake's reaction is stupid to this question about the clothes. Like, apparently the clothes are crazy. Why would somebody not ask about the clothes? And why would you not tell them about the clothes? I mean, it seems like that's supposed to be, she thinks that's sexist or something. To me, it just doesn't seem that bad. Here's some video of Parker Posey petting this strange pillow.
People truly are, and what good people they truly are too.
Yeah.
It's what you would see from the outside of the cafe society. You could dismiss each of their characters,
Right.
but to see what a heart and soul each of them had is nice, and it's something that that's the thing, as far as like relating to it personally, that you see.
The worst thing about this is that Parker Posey's getting caught up in all of it. The only thing that people are pointing at that could potentially be considered somewhat mean is at the very end, she rolls her eyes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
She rolls her eyes. I don't know what she was rolling her eyes about. Was it at Kjersti, or maybe it was about Blake, or maybe, I don't know. But one thing that's important to remember is this is a press junket where these people, all these actors, they get them in a hotel or something like that, and they just have back to back to back to back interviews for a day or two. You can even find videos in this room where they're being interviewed by somebody else, because that's what they do. Look, watch.
Thank you guys.
There, no, she's getting up. because now it's somebody else's turn to come in there. So you've got a woman who they say, at least Kjersti says, 8 months pregnant or so. She's been doing these interviews back to back to back. I could see how, maybe she's like body conscious. Something didn't sit well with her about what Kjersti said or how she said it. Even though to me, and I think to most people, Blake's reaction seems pretty ridiculous. Ridiculous doesn't mean she's mean. It also doesn't mean she's a bully, which I think is a term people are really overusing. In a way, she's sort of being sensitive about the way that her body looks because she's pregnant. She's being potentially a little sensitive to the fact that somebody's asking her about fashion, which she feels is sexist. And now, as a YouTube collective hive mind, we are all being very sensitive about the fact that she said some things that apparently Kjersti is just very, very sensitive about. I would like to see, is there an unedited version of this thing? Did Blake Lively give her the finger or something? Because I don't feel like it was that bad. I can see how I would be uncomfortable in that situation, maybe, because I would feel like I'm the interviewer. I'm supposed to be asking questions. If they just go off and do their own thing, then what am I even doing here? That doesn't feel great. It's never great to be in a room where two people who know each other are talking and you're not talking and they're not exactly including you in the conversation. But they were somewhat including her. I don't think even that was as bad as people have made it out to be. So I can't quit because, as you can tell, I've already invested a lot of money in lights, microphone, camera. I shaved my my little facial hair to try to kind of look a little more devilish for this episode. I'm all in. I don't really have a choice. Sunk cost. So I'm here. You're not getting rid of me that easily, but I do think we need to chill. Blake Lively, don't get me wrong. I don't know much about her. But from what I do know, I think she seems kind of either weird or maybe like somebody maybe I wouldn't like, but I could be wrong. I might think she's awesome because I do all these interviews that they're pulling up where she's supposedly this really mean person. It's usually just her being kind of wacky, having a silly sense of humor, which I think that's cool. But apparently most people are very hurt when somebody even lightly teases them. So go out there and you can find all these other videos and see what an awful person she is, and come back here and let me know. Am I wrong? What has she done? Is she terrible and maybe I just missed it because I live under a rock, literally? I'm totally open to being proven wrong. In fact, I would like it. My greatest joy is hating celebrities. I love when somebody who's rich and famous and powerful has some fatal flaw that I can just grab onto and tear apart. So I am ready to join your team. Please just send me the documentation and any sign-up forms, anything you need me to fill out, and I'm with you. Thanks for watching What's Up with Wolf Brodsky. I'm Wolf Brodsky, and that's what's up.